Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I'm your host, Michelle Dawes-Bird, and I'm always super excited to be here. And today is no different. It's the first Sunday of the new
year. Decade.
2020. We could see, we got the vision, we could see, we are here. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. We talked about it. We said, when are we going to stop saying Happy New Year? And we're like, whenever we feel like
Whenever
it.
you feel like
Whenever we feel like it. Today I'm excited, yeah, because you see who's to the right of me, and I'm gonna introduce him in just a second. But thank you for all the new listeners that are out there. Just want to give you a little background about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. It's all about the empowerment of women, and we do it by creatively collaborating to connect and raise awareness regarding issues that impact us as women, and we help to level the playing field by doing so. And we do it by community engagement, public speaking, mentoring, our workshops, our programs, and the arts. This is the arts, which is what I like, the arts. So we have a media portion which we use to talk about things, and I talk to people that I kind of sort of like. I really like you. I really like this gentleman next to me. Kipper's been on my show before, and we've talked about different things under different topics previously, but today is a conversation with Kipper Jones. Hi, Kipper.
Hi, Michelle.
How are you?
I'm awesome.
Yeah, I know
awesome.
you are. You look great.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad you're here.
I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new year. It's a new decade.
Yes.
It's a new day.
It's new.
It's all new.
Yeah.
Behold, all things are passed away.
That's right.
Time for new stuff.
There it is. There it is. And you look good. You look like someone has reset and you're ready for this whole new 2020 experience.
I am.
All right.
I absolutely am.
Well, that's good. That's good. Let's talk. So where are you from, Kipper? Tell the people where you're from originally.
So I was born in Flint, Michigan. And do the math. In 1962. So January 1962. So that means I have a birthday this month.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be 58. So
wow.
looking forward to that. But I was born in Flint, Michigan.
Yes.
Spent very little of my early days there, but I was raised in Los Angeles.
Okay.
My parents divorced when I was 9 or so, and then I spent 3 very formative years, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, back in Flint.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, and so that was it was an interesting time especially for black boys. Dr. Kajunfu says that 9-year-old black boys are just like at the most critical, pivotal point in their life. And so I was in Flint, Michigan for those 3 years, and then went back to Los Angeles for the rest of your time, pretty much my life until I got real grown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then spent 6 years in Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother movie. But we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. You'll get there. So tell me, just musically, living in Los Angeles as a teenager, a young man, what were some of the music, type of music that inspired you or influenced you or you listened to at that time?
Interesting. I think, as a wee tot, I think my earliest musical memories are twofold. Okay. Church, of course.
All right.
My grandparents on my dad's side were Baptist. My grandparents on my mother's side were apostolic. Okay. So I am Baptistolic by...
Apostolic. He made that up.
I did. Or Baptistolic or something like that. Okay. Anyway. Okay. But... so it was a lot of gospel music. Okay. And then my dad, interestingly enough, he wasn't a musician or anything like that. There was no music in my family. Nobody was musical.
Really?
I was the weird kid. But my dad liked like Nancy Wilson and Cannonball Adderley. And, so they had great music around the house when we were little. Okay. But really, the music really started to come when my parents divorced and I moved back to Flint, Michigan. My mom always pushed me toward the arts because she saw something. Okay. But when we moved back to Flint, I ended up playing first chair French horn in the Flint Elementary Symphony.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then on the church side, we had an amazing church that we belonged to called New Jerusalem Baptist Church, where Bishop Otis Floyd was our pastor. And he was not just a preacher, but he was the singingest somebody I ever heard. Okay. And I mean, he just had all this soul. And my mom says I would sit under him and just like, gawk. Right. But I guess that's kind of where I got the singing bug from, was there. And then Jeffrey LaValle, who is still to this day the minister of music at New Jerusalem, who also has a song on the new Kanye West record.
Wow.
Hallelujah, salvation and glory. He wrote that song.
Did he really?
That's my big brother Jeffrey. So if you're watching, sir, I said so. But
that's a popular song.
Yeah, so that's yeah, absolutely. So, but he was probably much more integral in my musical development than he would ever know.
Really.
But, yeah. So that's kind of where it got. And then when I came back to California, I started playing saxophone.
Okay.
My musical director at our junior high school said, we don't have no French horns here. We don't do that. So
not in LA.
Yeah. So then I started playing saxophone, and then from there singing, and then that's how that.
So was it always gospel when you first started singing? Was gospel inspired or no?
No.
What was it, Kipper?
I mean, because one thing about growing up in Flint, like in the early 70s, there wasn't a lot of black music on the radio.
Okay.
My uncle Rozelle was integral in exposing me to a lot of black music.
Okay.
We sit in the house and he played Al Green. Here, sit down, listen to this, and and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, that's where I got the black music stuff. But as far as like radio, it was like all pop music. It was Paul McCartney and Elton John and and all that kind of thing, which I absolutely and to this day still love. But it was a much more wide range of music.
Yes.
And so. Yeah, no, it wasn't just gospel for me. There were a lot of other influences, and I welcomed them all.
Okay.
Okay. And my mom wasn't strict about that.
Okay.
I suppose had I still been with my grandparents on either side, it might have been a little different. But I was with my grandparents when I got to LA, and they were kind of hands off because they just wanted me to be okay.
Yes.
So they just let me do. And supported whatever I was doing, So
your first singing opportunity, what was that like? What did you sing? You remember?
Yes, I do. So we had a band. It was called the Horace Mann Junior High School Stage Band.
That's a long title.
Well, we were in junior high school when we had a band, and it was called, named after the school. And I played saxophone in the band.
Okay.
And for one of the, we had a gig. I don't know, another school or something. I don't know. But anyway, the singer that we had in the band didn't show up for whatever reason.
That's what usually happens, right?
For whatever reason, I don't know. Now that part I don't remember, but he didn't come, and we were like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, I can do it." And they were like, "You don't sing," and I'm like, "Well, give me a shot. I think I can do it." And they were like, oh, "Go ahead." And the song was. Telephone line, bad connection by Average White Band called Person to Person. Y'all don't know that song because you're not old enough. But yeah, and all the little girls were like, and they rushed the stage, right? And I was like, I'm gonna put this saxophone down. And
that was it.
That was kind of it. I mean, I still played for a few years, but it became more singing, and then I became like the front guy for every band that I was in, and all that kind of thing.
And so this was like junior high school. Maybe you were 13, 12, 13?
12,
13. Singing.
Yeah, more like 12. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of went through school early. I was in first grade for like a week. I don't know. The teachers wanted to promote me from like kindergarten to like the fourth grade or something like that.
Serious?
And my mother was like, "Oh no, absolutely not." But she did let me skip like first grade. So, so I graduated early. I mean, when I left high school, I was 16.
Wow.
Because I was a year and a semester ahead of
everyone
Yeah.
else. So did you like tour or start really taking
when I got out of high school?
Yeah, you really
no. No, I got a job.
You got a job. Okay.
I got a job. But by that point, while I was in high school, while I was in 11th grade, there was a young lady named Tammy Ellison, God rest her soul, whose mother was a Motown staff writer.
Okay.
And more on that in a second. But she kept telling me, "Oh my God, my mother's got to meet you. You got to meet my mom, yada yada." And I'm like, "Okay." And so, by the way, footnote, Tammy Ellison is the mother of a very popular artist-producer called Flying Lotus.
Wow.
Who people probably know very much now. But anyway, at that point, we were both just in high school.
Right.
And so Tammy hooked up a meeting with my mother, and her had my mother bring me to their house. They lived up in the Hollywood Hills, and in this big fancy house and everything. And her mom was sitting at the piano, and she's like, smoking a cigarette, and she's like, I have my little saxophone case, So I walked in, and she's like, well, you gonna play that thing or what? Because she was like so not trying to do. She's like, whatever, Tammy, I'll take the meeting. So, and so I was like, oh yeah. So I pull out my saxophone, and I go, and then I sang, but I don't want to bore you with my troubles. Okay, so then she's just smoking her cigarette. She looks at my mother. She goes, what's he doing tomorrow night about 7:30?
Just like that.
Just like that, right? And so my mom's like, I don't know. What do you need him to do, right? And so she gives her this address or whatever. And she says, have him here tomorrow night, 7:30, whatever. Well, that address was Motown at that time in L.A. They had these big, beautiful studios called Sunrise and Sunset. They were Mr. Gordy had built, his L.A. empire.
Right.
And so I was to meet them there the next day, and that next day was my first day as a Motown demo singer.
Ooh.
Working for Marilyn McLeod and Pam Sawyer, who wrote "If There's a Cure for This, I Don't Want It." Right.
I don't want it.
So
For Diana.
I mean, they were huge writers. I mean, among many, many, many other songs.
Yes.
Pam Sawyer wrote "Love Child" and "I'm Living in Shame" for Diana Ross and the Supremes. I mean, they wrote tons of songs.
Yes.
But they took me on and kind of nurtured me as a kid, And
you
I
were
will
what,
forever
16?
be grateful.
17?
16. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, 15, 16. Yeah.
So it started at that point.
That's kind of where the professional part started. Okay. I had a band I was in bands at 13 and 14, and we were gigging at like military installations. I call him my dad uncle, Chester Leonard, was managing the band, and we were playing military installations all over California. So I would come back to school on Monday like $200-300 in my pocket, and I'm like, why am I here with these kids?
I'm making money.
Yeah, I'm making dough. What is it? So yeah.
Wow.
But, yeah. So it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't know if that could even happen now. It's just a different atmosphere.
Yeah, it's totally different. It is different. We're going to talk about that. I want to segue a little bit more about that demo and that discovery by Motown and that connection and that build for you. So now, are you singing more because now you're connected with Motown? So they're putting you in different strategic places, and are you opening for people at this time?
No, I wasn't doing any too much performance stuff. It was mostly recording, and there's a huge difference between live singing and singing in studio.
Yes.
A lot of people don't really recognize or understand the difference. That there's technique to studio singing that doesn't necessarily translate to the stage.
Right.
And vice versa. So I was learning just so much being in the studio with. I don't know if Pam Sawyer is watching right now, but she was hard on me. More like David Ruffin. We need more. I need more soul, like Ruffin. I'm 15.
Can barely spell the word
right.
temptation.
You know what I mean?
And she wants you to be him.
She's like, I need more. But it was cool because I grew up, like I said, listening to Bishop Floyd, who was soul personified. And then she's telling me David Ruffin, and I'm like, okay, that's more soul. And then I find out there's like Bobby Womack and then Dennis Edwards and all these soul singers. And that's kind of what I grew up to be. Right, yeah. Is like this soul singer from all of that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a good thing.
I ain't mad.
That's a good thing.
I ain't mad
That's
at
a
all.
good thing because there's so many artists that don't look like yourself, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, that want to sound soulful.
Sure.
So it's a good thing.
And there are some that absolutely do.
Yeah,
there's some that got it. The Kenny Loggins, Michael McDonald's, Alan Stone, and I love Justin Timberlake. I don't care what y'all say. I love that boy, and I think he's awesome. I mean, today, like I said, I really, really like Alan Stone. He's one of my favorite of that new crop of soul singer, you know. But yeah, that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah. So how did you evolve from singing into the studio to performing live and then maybe even writing? Did these ladies help you or inspire you to start writing?
Absolutely. Watching them craft their work and how they went about, they were so meticulous, and I guess that's that Motown training.
Okay.
So indirectly, I got it. The same training that Mr. Gordy put all of his writers through, I was able to sit under and kind of get that as well. But and then I studied a lot of what they didn't tell me. I still wanted to know. Okay. But as a songwriter, I think it really kind of happened with me playing in bands, and we would do shows and stuff, and then, we're cover bands, so we played everybody else's stuff, and I kept saying, well, I mean, I can write that. I mean, I see Marilyn and Pam do it, and that kind of thing, and I think I can do that, and so I started like writing songs. I bring my ideas back to the band, and we started doing it. We went from a band called Fistful of Soul, which was the band that toured all the military installations, to a band called Seventh Heaven. Back in those 70s, late 70s, early 80s days, you had a band that had a rhythm section and a horn section and singers, and it was 12 people on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rolls Royce and Brass Construction and Cameo and all that. I mean, they were big. Earth, Wind and Fire. They were huge bands, right? Yeah. So Seventh Heaven, we had like 11 people. We had a horn section, we had a rhythm section, we had singers. And then we just kind of figured, you know what? I think we want to do this like for real. For real. And so Cornelius Mims, myself, Rex Solis, Chucky Booker, who a lot of people know, Derek and Thomas Organ, we kind of pulled ourselves to the side and said, hey, we need to scale this down and do it for real. Okay. And that's what we did. And we stepped aside, and from Seventh Heaven, we became a band called Tease. And Tease, we were going to need original material and everything, so we started writing a bunch of our own stuff and everything. We entered a radio Battle of the Bands contest in L.A. in 1981. I was, 19 at that point. And we won and got the attention of a guy named Ollie Brown, who was, at that point, I think he had just left Stevie Wonder's band as Stevie's drummer for years. Played with Quincy Jones, all this kind of stuff. But anyway, he got us a record deal at RCA, and that set us on
you on the way.
On the way.
What was the first song you wrote, Kipper? Can you remember? First song?
Yes.
What was it?
It is a song called Cena's Song. There was this girl, of course,
Of course,
there was always a girl. So
there
was a girl named Cena Chagua. She still lives in Carson. Hey, Cena, if you're watching. But she was, she was so beautiful. She was a cheerleader. She was just everything. Everybody loved Cena. So Rex Solis and myself, we wrote this song called Cena Song. I want to taste the wine and tell you that you're mine. It's so Barry Manilow. It's like, it's so... it was totally... And anyway, we recorded it, and then we gave the song, I think, like on a cassette, to her. And we made this little gold record thing, and here's a gift for you to hold until this record turns to gold.
Oh,
and
my God, really?
I swear, right?
Come
that
on.
Is so hokey. Yeah. But we did. However, the city we grew up in, Carson, California, which is like just south of L.A., the director of Parks and Rec held a songwriters competition. He was just a big music guy. And so Rex and I entered that song in the songwriters competition, and we won first place.
Are you serious?
We sure did.
Congratulations.
How about it? I think we might have got $100.
You might have. You always getting some money. Now let's be clear about that. Your profession has, your art has always made way for you to get some kind of money, and that's good. So that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. Yeah, God is awesome. Your preference? You prefer singing more or writing? What's your preference?
I don't have one.
You don't?
I don't have one. I love to sing. I love to be on stage.
Okay.
That's my favorite place in the world to be. I'm safe there. That's my safe zone. I can be
whoever you want to be.
I can be whoever I want, do whatever I want. I can just act however.
Yeah.
I'm not like that at home, so I get to do whatever I want on stage. So that's my favorite place to be. I also love the feeling of when you've written something that you go, oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's incredible. Let me be very clear, though. I'm called a songwriter because I'm the guy that gets to put his name on it.
Okay.
I'm not a songwriter. I'm the guy who God chose to hold a pen. And it's just that simple. Every time I try to do it, like on my own, it's so whack. So it's really about yielding and being a vessel, and allowing the process to happen.
Through
just,
you.
But just being a good vessel.
Yes.
Now, if I can take credit for anything, it's that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I can't take credit for the gift of it. It ain't mine to take credit for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being humble. That's wonderful and thankful.
Yeah, I mean, that's just for real, for me.
But
really.
Now I want you to brag a little bit. I want you to list, I want you to tell the people some of the songs that you've had the opportunity to write your name on as a songwriter.
That I've had
yes,
the
come
opportunity
on,
to
tell
write
them, hit them.
So I wrote a bunch of stuff through the mid-late 80s, but I guess the first big record was, Thank You for the Funk by the Boys at Motown.
Really?
Yeah. And then, and also Crazy for Your Love. Y'all don't remember that too. But look up the Boys on Motown and you'll see my name on that record. But then there was, right after that, I got a call from a friend named Ed Eckstein, my dear brother and friend, who said, hey, we just signed this lady. She was Miss America, yada, yada. She's looking for some music. She's been working with a bunch of people. It hasn't worked out. Do you have a song for her? And I'm like, absolutely.
Yes.
I did not, but that is not the point. It's all about when they call and ask, take the meeting.
Right.
So if they ask you if you got it, say yes.
Right.
If you don't got it, get it.
Get it.
On the way to the meeting. So I stayed up all night and I hammered out this little piece and took it to Rex Solis, one of our keyboard players, and he and Chucky were like, okay, that's cool, but let's kind of fix this. And we did, and I turned it in, and that song ended up being The Right Stuff for Vanessa Williams, which was her very first single as a recording artist.
Yes, it was good.
And I did like 3, I think, maybe other songs on that album, and then shortly after that, I think I did the 5 Heartbeats. There's a song called In the Middle. I don't know if y'all know that movie, but if you do, there's a scene where Eddie Kane has left the group and they now have the new singer Flash. Yeah. And when they come out, they sing, every time I try to leave, I always come back in the middle again. Right?
Yeah.
I wrote that. Okay. And then there's another song that's in the movie but not on the soundtrack.
Okay.
Called Carry On. It was actually on my solo record, but we'll get to that. But so I did that, and then Vanessa called back, said, let's do the second record. So then I did The Comfort Zone, which was her, the title track to her second album.
Yes, I love it.
And then I was working with Keith Crouch at the time. We had done my solo record for Virgin, along with the guy that I did the Comfort Zone with, Reggie Stewart, my dear friend Reggie Stewart. So we were working on new music, and we had a song, Keith and I, that I thought was going to be perfect for Vanessa, But Keith's manager, excuse me, had just signed this little girl over at Atlantic.
Little girl.
And well, she was 14 at the time, and he was like, "Hey man, can you think she can demo that record? Because I think she'd do a great job."
Okay.
And I was like, feeling myself, as Chance the Rapper says. So, but we let her demo the record, and I had to be like, "Oh no, let her do this record."
Yeah.
And Vanessa had saved the best for last. Her career was taking a different trajectory, and so the little girl demoed the record.
Come on.
And that record was "I Want to Be Down" for Brandy, which just turned 25 in September.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And "I Want to Be Down," and then we did "Baby" with Rashawn Patterson. Keith and I wrote "Broken Hearted," which ended up being also a duet with Brandy and Wanye Morris from Boyz II Men. So there was that album that sold like 5 million copies. And then after that, it was Kenny Lattimore. I did Never Too Busy for him.
I love that song.
Which was his very first single.
You wrote that song. I love that song.
With the incredible Dave Hall from
Never Too Busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a beautiful song.
Thank you. Yeah, so we did that, and I did like 5 songs on Kenny's first album. And then 2 on his second album. There was also Deborah Cox, wrote a song called "The Sound of My Tears," which is on her first album.
Yes.
We did Shaka Khan. We did a song for her called "Something Deep." It's just the floodgates kind of opened. I mean, there was Silk and Darius Rucker, and
you wrote for Darius Rucker.
I did.
Hootie and the Blowfish Department.
Yeah, I would actually love to write for Darius if you're watching.
Yes,
sir. I want to write for him now that he's doing his country music thing because I love country music.
Do you really?
I absolutely do. I love Ashley Monroe.
Wow.
I mean, there are just some country artists that I just absolutely love.
He is killing it in country music.
Oh yeah, he is. He's like
it.
king right now.
Yeah, he is.
just kind of slummed and did a tour with the band right now because he is like ruling in country.
He sure is. That's his love. Like that's where his heart, his passion is. Apparently, it seems like.
Yeah. So, so that's just some of the stuff, that I've been able to kind of see through. But
25 years.
Brandy's 25th anniversary of that Brandy album. Yeah.
And you've been receiving, we could talk about it now. You've been receiving some accolades about that. Yes, no?
Well, she certainly has, and that blesses me.
Yes.
She got the President's Award from BMI this year, this past August, which was just awesome to see.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen her and her family in years, and it was great to just kind of catch up and hug her neck and get that, that love, and that was great. Her dad, who's one of my favorite people ever, Mr. Willie Norwood, I was like, man, this is so wonderful. He said, Kipper, this is your night too.
Yeah, nice.
That's him though.
Nice.
He's that guy.
Nice.
He's a wonderful, wonderful man. And so, it's been awesome. I can't believe it's been 25 years.
You can't believe it, but there's been such a difference in how artists are groomed. I mean, to your earlier points and earlier comments, the fact that people embodied you and took you under their wing and kind of shared with you their knowledge and their experience and things that they learned and kind of passed that on to you. Is the model different these days from what you can see? I know we're kind of I'm on the outside looking in, but you may have more of a better view.
I don't know. I can't really say that it's different like that.
Okay.
But what I can say is that because I was raised in this business the way that I was, that it's my responsibility to raise the ones coming after me in the same fashion.
Okay.
Which brings me to another point.
Okay.
So I don't know, well, maybe you do know, I don't know, that I enrolled at the Berklee College of Music last year. I finished my first year. Dean's list. So
did he say Dean's list? Brag?
Absolutely. Hey, I can brag about that. Now, that work I did do.
Yeah.
So I start my second year on the 13th of this month, and so I'm very excited about that. But I did it because a couple of years ago I was recovering from hip replacement surgery, and the first of two. But I was invited to come and speak at Full Sail University by a friend of mine, Darrell Pert. And I went thinking that, there'll be like 20, 30 kids or something maybe come in, and, nobody knows me. It'll be just a, nice little conference or whatever. Yeah. And when I got there were like 200 kids. They didn't have seats in the room for everybody. Wow. And I'm like, what in the world? Yeah. And they were like glued. They were gleaning on it, like every word. And it was amazing. And a couple of the faculty members were like, hey, so evidently we would love to have you here. Right, so what's your degree in? And I'm like, oh, yeah. So I dropped out of college in my first year because I got a record deal. And they were like, well, if you ever want to, take care of that and come back and talk to us, let us know. And so I studied all the stuff on the landscape to see, how I could make that happen and everything. And Berkeley offered me the best situation. Wow. And so I enrolled, and it's been wonderful and enlightening. I was one of those guys, because of the time that I've served in this business. I don't want to say served like it's prison, but the time that I put in, it's changed so drastically that you find a lot of people who have been in the business as long as I have saying things like, the business is dead. It's over. It's not what it used to be, yada, yada. All these very negative things, that you'll hear. But the Berkeley program has revived my enthusiasm hundreds and hundreds of percent. Okay. I mean, I'm so enthused about where the business is right now, how to operate in it, especially as an independent artist. Okay. Because that's the era and time and place where we are right now. But there's so much available, so many platforms, so much to do. You have to do the work. The difference is the record companies used to do everything for you. They send the limo to your house and you get the 5-star hotel and the all the cushy treatment and everything. Well, no, now you have to do the work. Okay. But all the money and the reward is yours.
Directly to you.
Yeah. And your vision that you may have had initially. That's the thing about being at a record company. You had to kind of do what they said do. Right. And still, that's kind of how that works. If they're footing the bill, then, you gotta do if I'm buying the groceries, I'm going to tell you what to cook. Yeah. So, but the way that it is now is your vision. You can see it all the way through, but you have to do the work. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not intimidated by the fact that technology is here, the platforms are different. Like it's just a lot. Right?
I embrace it. Okay. Good. I absolutely embrace it.
Good.
I try to associate myself with people who do business in the new way, who do music in the new ways. Okay. And just absolutely embrace the new technology. I think it's phenomenal that you can write, record, market, and distribute a record from your house. Know what I mean? I think it's absolutely remarkable. Yeah. With the advent of the internet and all of these platforms, there are crowdfunding platforms to help you pay for it. There are just marketing platforms to help get your stuff to the attention of a global audience. I mean, there's so many ways, and I'm just so grateful. I can't say enough about the Berkeley program. My professors, John Kellogg, Jay Coyle, have just turned me on to things that I'm just blown away. Wow. You know what I mean? Wow. And so that is my responsibility, to take all of this information that I'm getting and impart it to the next generation of people coming in. Exactly. And that kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we're supposed to do. Is there anybody you'd like to work with in the newer, younger generation? Is there anybody you'd like to work with?
There are lots of people I would like to work with in the new the new school of artists. Yes. I mentioned Alan Stone. I really, really like Alan Stone a lot. Oh, by the way, I have one of the people I want to work with. I have a song on his new album. Who knew? Chance the Rapper. who is I'm sure he's, probably 20 to 30 years my junior, but he's my role model in the new music business.
Good for you.
Absolutely, because he and his manager, Pat Corcoran, have figured out how this thing works. They just have it down to a science, and it's awesome to watch.
Awesome.
And that kind of thing. And so, yeah, I'd love to work with him. Again, I want to work with Darius.
Yeah, Darius Rucker.
I have this country music thing that I have just been dying to get out, and so I really want to do that. I want to go to Nashville and try to operate in that system. That system is a lot different than regular songwriting. Their thing is a 9 to 5. It's a real thing. You kiss the kids off to school, you go to work, you write all day, and then you come home and kiss the wife and have dinner. Yeah. It's a real occupation. It's a 9 to 5. And I love that. The fact that they look at that kind of thing. But there are people out there, even on the soul music side. I mean, Eric Roberson, my dear friend Eric, and Cy Smith, Carmen Rogers. Her and Zoe and Fonte. There are people out there that have this thing worked out. They understand how this thing can work if you put the work in. You know what I mean? And I'm just in awe and admiration of all of them. I think they're awesome and incredible. Are you? Oh, not to leave out Rasan Patterson.
No, can't forget him.
Absolutely,
he's incredible. Are you able to mentor people at this point in your life? Because you have so much information and experience. Are you passing it on through mentoring people?
I mean, I kind of do, not in an official sense.
All right.
I'm here. I'm Uncle Kipper at Gmail.
Yes, he is.
Holla at your boy.
Yes.
But I'm here for that.
Okay.
I'm here for that. And not only mentoring the younger people that are coming in.
Just anyone.
But kind of, this is not a word, but I'm going to make it up, re-heartening those of us who have been in the business who cannot seem to make heads or tails of what in the world is going on.
It's difficult. It's difficult to try to navigate through
because you have to let go of the old stuff.
Yes. Say it again, Kipper.
And the unfamiliar can be intimidating.
Very intimidating.
Yeah. It can be. Yeah. Unless you're like me. I'm like a daredevil. I like stuff I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? I like to go places I've never been. I like stuff I don't know.
Yeah.
It's invigorating just to kind of take the leap. There is I'm a quote guy. There's a quote that says, "Leap and the net will find you."
Okay.
And I live by that. It's like, take the shot. How you gonna know if you don't do it? My pastor said it today. He said, if you don't fight, you won't win. Hey, but if you do fight, you might win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you gotta try.
It's like you gotta fight.
Yeah, it's very intimidating because we operate. It's just human nature. We used to do it like this, or I'm used to doing it like this, and that's fine and that's cool, but there's change, right? And it's evolution, and just like when we came on. The elders before us were saying, we used to do it this way, and we came and created change. And so we have to embrace change as it continues to happen. Otherwise, you're going to get left.
The one thing that is sure to be constant is change.
Yes. Yes.
And so I embrace it. I think that, that old staid slogan of, well, this is how we've been doing it. Is sure to kill you.
Could you put some more attitude in it? This is how we've been doing it.
Oh God, I hate that. But I did a personal awareness seminar. I guess you call it. I don't know what you call it, but it's called Landmark. I don't know if people know about Landmark, but check out landmarkworldwide.com if you get a chance. It is one of the most freeing kinds of activities you could possibly ever endeavor in.
Okay.
But one of the things that they teach you is the fact that just because you've been doing it that way does not mean that you have to continue to do it that way.
I know.
And, you know, it doesn't take you to any degree of, I don't know, success, for lack of a better word, or anything. You know what I mean? I mean, you will find yourself in an absolute rut just because that's how we used to do it. You know, well, it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah. You know, it just simply doesn't have to. And you can open up yourself to limitless possibility if you can just visualize doing things in a different way, maybe. Yeah. You know, and it's okay. You know, it's okay to record your album at home. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to record an EP and not a 14-song album. There you go. It's okay. It's okay to release a single and not a whole album. Right. I mean, just there really aren't any rules. You make your rules now. That's the really great place about where the business is now. Is you write your own ticket. Yeah. Yeah. Make your own rules. And it's, you know, okay, so that didn't work, so try it this way. Yeah. Do it that way. I'll do it again. I'll do whatever. It just doesn't, there's nothing dictated to you. You know. Now, I wanted to ask you, because I know you and I know how much you love Carson, just L.A., California. Yeah. How did you end up in Atlanta? Okay, so I left L.A. in 2000. I wasn't happy. No, I wasn't happy with the way things were going. Okay. For me, I was getting lost in myself. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll be very candid. All right. I was not happy. There were things going on in my life that were not good. Okay. And just because you're making a whole lot of money does not mean that you are a successful person. Success is what you define it as. And so the money was flowing. I mean, I had, you know, #1 records and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't have any money problems. Okay. But I had person problems. Okay. I had a problem with me. All right. With self-acceptance and all kinds of things like that. So I got I got a directive, and it's funny. I got a directive from God that said, "You need to get out of here, or you're going to die right here." Wow. And I don't want to, you know, scare anybody or anything like that. But I mean, I try to be obedient. Quincy Jones, who's, you know, the guru of all gurus, has a couple of the things he says. And one of them is like when you're engaged in the creative process and you know, sitting down to write or whatever that is, pull up an empty chair. Okay. So that when God comes to visit, he'll have a place to sit. I take to that. So, you know what I mean? I kind of use that. And so when I hear the voice of God for me is always my grandfather, who was like my greatest influence. And so that voice said, "Get out of here." Yeah. And I did. And I'm like, but where do I go? Right. That's the thing. With my skill set, where do I go? Yeah. Go to Dallas. You always have a good time in Dallas. Good time. Okay, that ought to pay the bills. Yeah, okay. All right. So I went to Dallas and found out why God had me to go to Dallas. Went to a church called Friendship West Baptist Church, where I met a gentleman named Freddie Haynes, and set me on a whole new trajectory. I had a short conversation with him, and he kind of laughed, and he said, "Kipper, you're going to be fine as soon as you realize that what you do is not who you are." Okay. Okay. And that's what I said. I kind of got caught up and lost in the who you are part. I never even really thought about it because I was so caught up in the what you do. And so I didn't pay any attention to the fact that I was a freestanding human being. Okay. I was Maybelle and Matthew's grandson, and Phyllis and Buddy's son, and Jane and Tiger's brother, and everybody else's singer-songwriter, and da-da-da-da. But I didn't get who I was to me. Yeah, yeah. You know, so I spent those 6 years in Dallas getting to know me. Okay. And my sister invited me out here to Atlanta in December '06. Just celebrated my Atlantiversary. To spend Christmas with her and the kids. And I came. I've been to Atlanta 100 times.
Right.
But it just meant something else. They took me to Sambuca. You remember
Yeah,
Sambuca?
On Piedmont.
Yes, they took me to Sambuca. Ooh. And I don't even remember who was playing.
Ooh.
But there was a band playing. And my sister goes, "Oh, you should go up there and sing with the band." And I was like, "Oh, I don't do that anymore." She was like, "Boy, if you don't go up there and sing." I was like,
right?
I was like, "Okay, all right." So I went and they were like, "So what you want to sing?" And I was like, Masquerade by George Benson.
Ooh.
And they were like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I started singing. Are we really happy here with this lonely game we play? Right?
Yeah.
And the voice came back. And the voice said, "Now you can go back to work."
Really?
And I went back to Dallas and put my stuff in storage where it was for 11 years.
Wow.
And I'm here.
To Atlanta.
And I've been here ever since. I just celebrated my 13th
anniversary.
Year, yeah.
Being here, time goes by quick here.
It goes by quick here.
Very
I don't
quick
know.
here.
There's so much to do.
So much to
here.
do. Wasn't Sambuca magical?
It was. Well, it was for me.
It was awesome. I used to go there all the time. I saw some great people come through there.
Oh, yeah.
What was the Tony Rich Project? He came
wow.
through. I saw Al B. Sure. Joey Somerville used to play there a lot.
I don't know if Joey was there I don't even remember who was there that night. If you remember and me coming through there in December '06, please let me know if you were playing at Sambuca that night, because I don't remember who was there. Yeah. And whoever it is, I'm sure I know very well now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So you did that in 2008, and you packed, and you came back, and you brought all your things, and you've been here just...
And I absolutely reinvented myself.
Okay.
I went to Cafe 290. There's a woman named Carol Ozamoya, Carol O. She used to host a show called Who's Got That Vibe?
Okay.
It's a little talent show.
All right.
I found out that they were doing that, and I signed up for it.
You always signing up for stuff.
I didn't tell anybody anything about who I was or nothing like that, what I'd done. And I went and I sang and I didn't win. And I was like, okay, I'm good with that. I can do that. Okay. And then I went back and I did it again. And one of the judges was some radio guy. I don't remember who it was.
Okay. But
I was singing a song that I wrote. And he goes, "Hey, aren't you?" I was like, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. But it was too late. So then, it was like, okay, so, you need to be doing this, and this.
Right.
And then I hooked up with William Green, a phenomenal jazz keyboardist here in town.
Yes.
And he and I played every Friday night at Cafe 290 for the next 4 years. And then I started my own band, Kipper Jones R&B Circus.
Yes.
Here in town with Quentin Robinson, and I'm still doing the circus. And now it's Kipper Jones R&B Circus featuring the Black Betties, and which is amazing.
The Black Betties.
My computer died. Yes, the Black Betties. Cherie and Sharita Murphy. They are ridiculous. Ridiculous. And they're wonderful. And I've just written a new song with Rodney Edge for the Betties. Y'all ain't even ready. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Where are you guys performing at?
We are at St. James Live in the Camp Creek area.
Okay.
Beginning January 17th, which is Martin Luther King weekend. Friday night, King weekend, and then every third Friday thereafter.
Nice.
Yeah, we were playing every first Friday, but now it's every third Friday.
I'm going to check you out with the Black Betties.
Please do with the Black Betties. It's going down like 4 flat tires. You do not want to miss it. It is that. Yes.
You got new music.
I do.
Talk to us about the new music, Kipper.
Okay, so
Uncle Kipper.
Again, Berkeley. I wanted to try to take advantage of some of the marketing information,
yes,
for lack of a better term,
yes,
that I've received in my Berklee experience. And so what I decided to do is, I'm in this dance music phase of my life right now.
Dance music phase.
And then the other thing is, yeah, I'm a songwriter and I love to write songs. Yeah, I do. But I also like to sing and perform other people's stuff. I mean, there's some great music that's out there already. I mean, that's another reason why I started the R&B Circus, just to kind of be a beacon of, you know, that sort of thing. You know what I mean? You know, those songs that are already out there that are great and that have been for years. But what I did was, I have this concept that I want to do. It's called Trip the Soul Fantastic. And it is a series of classic soul records done as dance records. So the first one is Marvin Gaye's I Want You, which I was playing with the band. We've been playing it for a while, which kind of really sparked the whole thing anyway. And so we recorded it, and it is available. It's available for free download at the website at kipperjones.com. You can go download it for free, or you can pay what you want for it. You can pay $100 for it. I'm not mad. I'll take it. But you can get it there, and it's also at every streaming platform, because I'm figuring out how this whole thing all works.
Right.
So I get to see how the song operates from a retail standpoint and also from a streaming standpoint. People argue that streaming doesn't pay the royalties that like radio pays.
Okay.
And they get all flustered. Oh, well, you know, my record is good. You know, they said Pharrell got like X amount of millions of streams for Happy, but he only got like $1,500 or something like that for all the streams. Yeah, but for all the streams, he also got all this notice. You get people that are still streaming it today. If somebody buys your record, they bought it today. That's it. They bought it. But if they're streaming your record, they're streaming it now. They're streaming it next week, next year, forever on.
Right.
It's a different sort of income stream. It's not the same short-term thing that we're used to seeing. So you just kind of have to look at it differently. Again, that's how we used to do it. Well, you don't have to do it like that anymore. It's just a different way. You know what I mean?
A different way.
And so the streaming thing can open you up to a far greater, far more broad audience. And it's just an amazing thing what you can then do with that, with your merchandise, with your live music appearances, with your
touring, your shows, and
you
all
have opened yourself up now to an extremely large audience. Now, what are you going to do with it?
Right.
You know, that's kind of how
that's how it is. Yeah, but now you're opening the door for collaborations that
otherwise would not have existed.
Yeah. So you're just kind of just being relevant.
I try not to use that word.
Why not?
Because it implies that someone else is irrelevant, and I don't like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I try to just say maybe viable.
Okay.
You know, or increase your viability.
Okay.
Because I don't want to say that anybody's not relevant. Okay. I just think that everybody has a shot.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. So music is out.
Music's out.
We're doing
the next singles come in. We did a remix on the I Want You record, which is actually going to debut later today. More on that if you go to the website, kipperjones.com. Absolutely.
Later today, like what? Is there a specific time today? Like
after 5.
After 5 o'clock today.
After 5 o'clock today.
Because you're a busy man today. Yes,
after
I understand. I understand. So we'll get the remake of that. Any more music in the pipeline?
Yes, and then the new single comes. Yeah, I can tell you.
You think so?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I think no. Okay.
No, you're not going to.
No, I'm not going to tell. I gotta hold it.
You gotta hold it.
I gotta hold it. I want to scream and bust it right out and tell you, but I can't.
So the way we'll find out is we need to check your website, follow you on social media. What's your social media handle?
I am Uncle Kipper at most social media. I am the only Kipper at Twitter. I'm also Uncle Kipper at Twitter. You know, you have a couple accounts.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I'm Uncle Kipper pretty much everywhere. At Instagram, yeah. So either the Only Kipper or Uncle Kipper. Check them both.
Okay.
And then if you can't add me as a friend on Facebook, I totally understand because you know they got this 5,000 person limit, which I think is whack. So inbox me and we'll communicate that way.
Okay.
But if you go to the fan page, Kipper Jones at Facebook,
okay,
you can like the page and stay in touch and all of that. There's also a fan page for the band, Kipper Jones R and the letter NB Circus, RNB Circus. And, you know, you can keep in touch that way. But yeah, shoot me an email, UncleKipper@gmail. The record company is called Now Then Nothing Ventures.
Now Then Nothing Ventures.
And so you can, if there's like any, you know, booking information or, you know, you want to book me or the band or yada yada, please send an email to nowthennothing@gmail. And that will, you know, kind of get the ball rolling. And now, I mean, you're going to ask me, now then nothing. What does that mean? My mother asked me that too. What does that mean? Well, it's a landmark thing. All you really have is right now.
Okay.
And then nothing.
Nothing.
And in that nothing, you can create whatever you want. In that nothing lies the land of possibility. In that nothing is everything you've ever imagined and would like to see happen. So now, then, nothing. So
Very magical.
Magical, she says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very magical. I wanted to ask you, where do you get the name Uncle Kipper from? Why Uncle Kipper?
Okay, because, and I had this conversation with my niece the other day. My niece, Jordan Summers, hey Jordy, she is the first person who ever called me Uncle Kipper. And it just kind of stuck. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She called me Uncle Kipper, and then so all the kids around, they called me Uncle Kipper. And then my nephew Gavin, who came next, you know, it's Uncle Kipper. And, you know, these days, you know, the hip end thing, they call all the old dudes Unc.
Yeah.
Right? What's up, Unc?
What's up, Unc?
You know, so I'll take that. I'll wear it, and I'll be Uncle Kipper. That's fine. And I really kind of wear it as a badge of honor. I mean, that's fine for me. You know, because now even you call me Uncle Kipper when you see me.
Hi, Uncle Kipper. I do. It just rolls right out.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, anybody can call me Uncle Kipper. I'll answer to it. But by right, there are 4 people that Jordan, Gavin, Caleb, and Kennedy. And they can call me Uncle Kipper anytime because I am actually their uncle.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Probably a fun, loving uncle anyway.
I love those kids, that's for sure.
Well, this was good, Kipper.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Michelle.
you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. I wish you nothing but continued success in everything that you do.
Thank you.
Because I've seen you perform. I love it. You're very engaging. You are a different person when you're on stage. And
this is true.
we just vibe with you. You vibe with the crowd, the audience. I enjoyed you when you were singing and being a part of the Sade tribute.
Oh, wow.
I really enjoyed your performance, you know, your contributions to that show. And then we were talking before we started about the Prince tribute or the show that happened last year.
Yeah.
And I missed that, but I won't miss it again because you're just awesome.
Oh,
You're good.
Michelle.
You're extremely good. And so this was an honor for me to have you here and talk to us about everything that you've experienced and what you've done and your contributions to music. That's what it is. And so I wish you nothing but continued success. I'm a little scared because you're talking about Berkeley, California, and you're talking about
No, Berkeley's
Nashville.
in Boston.
It's in Boston. Okay.
Berkeley's in Boston, but I'm doing it online.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, because I'm saying, like, I want to go to Nashville, and I'm like...
I want to go to Nashville and work and experience it and all
Okay.
of that. But if I live in the United States for any length of time, it will be in Atlanta.
Well, that's good. We like you here.
Yeah.
We like you here.
You know, the atmosphere in this country is really kind of interesting right now. That's like calling me away from here.
Okay.
And so if I stay in the United States for
Yes.
you know, Atlanta will be my residence.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We love having
Absolutely.
you.
And even if I left, Atlanta would still be my residence when I come back.
Yeah, we love having you here.
I love being here. I love the people here. This is the most incredibly loving, wonderful musical community I've ever experienced in my life. I have to say that.
Yeah.
There's something else that I didn't really touch on here, but I'm going to be starting. I've had a couple of meetings with some of the musical people here, some of the creatives here. I'm going to be starting a situation called Bigger Than Music, which is about our mental and physical well-being in our musical and creative community here in Atlanta, because we have to look out for each other.
Yes.
You know, musician unions and NARIS and these academies, they can do a certain thing, but nobody can treat you like your family can treat you. And we are family here. And I want to establish a network and a resource for us here, because we are deserving of that. We're an incredible group of people here. And I'm so honored, I can't say it enough, to be part of this musical community in this town.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, whatever Real Chicks Rock can do to help you and support you in that, we're in.
Oh, thank you.
I'm in, because I love music too, and I love what the community has done for me and my brand. So yes, whatever we can do, we're in.
Okay, podcast coming. Next Age. Next Age podcast coming.
Really?
Yes.
When?
Probably next month, but it was going to be this month. But you have to fudge things.
Okay.
It's called Next Age, and it's all about advancing in age in this business.
Ooh.
And
nice.
that is coming. There's also a merchandise line coming.
Is it anything going to say Uncle Kipper on it?
Maybe, I doubt it. But it's called Lyric Brand, Lyrik brand, Lyric Brand, and it's all of like lyrics from songs that I've written. And it'll be like T-shirts and hats and socks and earrings for girls and candles and
my gosh,
stuff and phone cases and you know how y'all do. So it's gonna be all that stuff. So Lyric Brand, that's coming. Yeah, so just
awesome.
Doing it, man.
Ooh.
Kip Life.
Digital merchandise. Digital just product.
It's merchandise. It's just a merch line. Yeah, it's a merchandise line. There's that. I'm forgetting something, but it'll come to me in a moment. So also talking about health and wellness.
Yes.
I was on high blood pressure meds for a while.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of hereditary, I guess, or something like that. But I was not doing the best stuff for myself, not eating good, probably like smoking too much and stuff like that. But I stopped and I got back in the gym and taking good care of myself. I was able to get off of the
congratulations.
high blood pressure meds. And so one of the things that I want to do to kind of focus on that is there are a lot of people my age and older who are in the gym and working out, doing their thing. And I noticed, like, I wear Under Armour gear. I'm an Under Armour guy.
Yeah.
But I understand that, there's a lot of stuff that they don't cater to people in my age group, 50 and up. Nor do they cater to, like, the musical community who is into taking care of themselves.
Right.
So I am going to be, and you hear it here first, starting my own apparel line for the 50 up folks. For workout gear, and it's called 50 Up Club.
Nice, congratulations!
Absolutely. Yeah. So I got a lot on the calendar.
You got a lot
year.
on the calendar.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it.
Ooh,
I'm excited about it. So
I'm gonna be buying some stuff. I better get me some money together.
Come on,
because I'm gonna be buying some merchandise from you.
Yeah.
Good for you, Kipper.
Yeah, I'm learning so much from these kids. Somebody else I love that I would like to work with too is Todrick Hall. I don't know if you know Todrick at all, but he's an amazing talent. And he's got this, he doesn't even have a record deal. He is his own record deal. Yeah. But he sold out the Atlanta Symphony Hall. Nice. We went into his show, but he's got the game figured out. And so that merchandise piece, I saw how he says during his intermission, oh, by the way, if you go buy 2 pieces of merch, when you come backstage after the thing, I'll sign the autograph for you.
Yeah.
Just
stuff.
Just brilliant. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's simple. It's not rocket science.
And still connecting with your consumer and your audience and all that.
Engagement is key.
Awesome.
Yeah. You have to engage your fan base. So,
you do.
I want another, for those of you who are watching that my computer died and you're not still on my Facebook Live, give me some names. I want to know what to call people who are, I don't like the word fan. I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that sucks. But I wanna have a name for the people who like are into what I'm doing and are following me.
Okay.
And what I'm doing. So y'all shoot me some suggestions.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. See what you come up with.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for your time today, Kipper.
Have I taken up too much of yours?
No, you're fine. You're fine. I gotta let you go because you got a busy day to day.
I do.
So I have to respect your time. But I thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. And again, nothing but continued success to you and everything that
Michelle.
you do.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I really do appreciate it.
This was good.
God bless you. God keep you.
Yeah.
And if I could say anything to anybody who's watching, the world can be a better place if we just show each other a little more kindness. And I'm going to leave that right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's my time. You know me. You can find me everywhere. Real Chicks Rock. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Follow, subscribe, like us. If you like this show today, put some comments in there. We're going to upload this to YouTube, and we're going to be on iHeartRadio and iTunes and all that. Your comments and your ratings are very important to us, so please subscribe, like, and follow. Until next time, you guys take care. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Continue to rock on. Bye.
Bye-bye.